Deontay Wilder is one of the greatest power punchers of this generation. His punches are not only powerful, but lightning fast and incredibly accurate. In my Ryan Garcia breakdown, I mentioned that Ryan's punching style was what happens when you prioritize speed over every other element of fighting. Well, Wilder's style is what happens when you prioritize power over every other element of fighting. Wilder commits to his punches entirely, sacrificing balance and structure in order to put as much weight and speed into his blows as possible. This holds true both to his footwork and the structure of his punches. The first thing to note about Wilder's footwork is how much distance he travels to set up his shots. The more distance traveled, the more time there is to build up momentum. Here Wilder shuffles into his jab and then hops off of his rear foot to move even deeper into his cross. This footwork is sometimes referred to as a quick advance. The second thing to note is that Wilder sacrifices structure and balance for rotational follow-through. After he jabs, Wilder keeps his weight moving, sinking down and unpinning his rear foot from the ground. This lets him move all of his weight into his punch, using his lead leg as a fulcrum to rotate around. When Wilder misses punches like these, he's left entirely off balance, in a terrible position to defend or land any follow-up punches. But the mere thought of him connecting is enough for most fighters to steer clear or cover up instead of staying in the pocket and countering. This has led some to believe that Wilder is simply a talentless brawler, devoid of technique, save for a decent jab. But those people are looking in all the wrong places. Offensively, Wilder is one of the most technically proficient fighters at heavyweight, and his speciality is destroying an opponent's defense. No matter what defensive style his opponent employs, Wilder has an intelligent solution for it. Against a competitor with a standard guard, Wilder will alter the retraction of his jab and pull down his opponent's lead hand. This gives him a wide open target for his terrifying rear hand. Here's the same knockdown as before from a different angle, but this time, pay close attention to what Wilder does with his opponent's lead hand. And here once again, Wilder clears his opponent's hand and lands a KO. Here we see Wilder testing the same principle against a southpaw fighter. Because the fighters are in an open stance, Wilder must loop his jab to pull down the opponent's hand from the outside. However, it works just as well. Wilder can effectively pull down his opponent's rear hand as well, one of Joe Louis's favorite tricks. To negate ducking and slipping, Wilder once again alters the purpose of his jab. Rather than retract it, he presses down on his opponent to control their posture. This stiff arming is great defensively, helping to maintain distance, and Wilder uses it religiously. Watch as he reestablishes touch immediately, even after landing a successful blow. It also helps him know exactly where to aim his right hand through touch, as well as sight. This technique was a staple of Thomas the Hitman Hearns, who used it to set up his own devastating right hand. If Wilder can't control his opponent through grappling, he'll set up openings in the guard. Wilder will throw shots that get his opponent covering up in one direction in order to create a new opening to target. He can very quickly move to the outside to angle in a hook or cross from his backhand to take advantage of these openings. He's also one of the most precise and discerning punchers in the heavyweight division. In this clip, Wilder shows off just how quickly he can identify new openings, using footwork to angle in his punches, and adjusting to his opponent's changing guard. Wilder's punches present a lot of openings for those who are brave and talented enough to capitalize on them. But up until now, Wilder's reliance on his insane power has proven more than effective. However, there's one man who might be able to change that. Let everyone know who you think would win between Wilder and Joshua below, or suggest any other fighters you'd like to see broken down. If you'd like to know more about how fighters like Deontay Wilder put so much power into their shots, you can check out my book, Power of the Pros. Or you can pre-order my book, Footwork Wins Fights, out in June. Subscribe to my Patreon for exclusive breakdowns of MMA fighters, and I'm looking to do an exclusive boxing breakdown just for my Patreon subscribers, so leave suggestions for that below. From the Modern Martial Artist, this has been David Christian, wishing you happy training.